Hold on a second.
Who are you talking to, Meg? It's late.
Pam, I called her and then she just called me back.
Get off the phone so we can go home.
Yeah, I will. Just...
Well, did you enjoy the ball?
Well, yes, I did, for a while, until Meg disappeared.
Yes, she had me worried. Lily, you ready for that dip in the pond?
Oh, I don't know. I mean, it was warm in town, but there's a cool breeze outside.
You're not chickening out on me now, are you? Don't push it, Caleb.
I need to get some air. Excuse me.
I know it's awkward.
He just got here. He's, driving me home. He's a bit wiped out.
All I can think about is hearing Holden talk about you being pregnant. Can we talk?
Yes. We'll talk in the hospital tomorrow. But I just want you to know there's nothing to worry about.
Well, I'm not good at expressing myself, so...
That's not what Hal Munson says.
Well, that's different. You see, I mean, sometimes I'm not good at saying what's on my mind.
You do all right.
Well, thanks, but I'm not so sure. Anyway, Nance, the truth is, my time with you, well, it's become something very special to me. And the time that we're not together, it's more empty and lonely. Does this make any sense?
Perfect sense, because I feel the same way. I think our time together has been very precious to me, and I hope I've let you know it. I've tried to.
You do. That's exactly what I mean. You see, with Lillian gone, I decided, well, hey, that's it. You know, I won't really ever be able to share my life with anyone again, you know.
I know. I felt the same way when I lost Chris.
Well, anyway, what this all boils down to is you're spoiling me rotten, and I love it.
Oh, I love doing it. You filled a void in my life that I was trying to fill by being the perfect mother and grandmother, and you've made me feel like a woman again.
You are. You are, Nancy. You are one of the gentlest, most gracious women I've ever known. I think what I'm trying to say is, badly, to ask is, if you'd be willing to share this wonderful life with me.
Here we go.
Sorry we left you two out here alone, but Christopher woke up and we had to tuck him in again.
No apologies necessary, thank you, dear. You may not realize it, but we have a great many things to say to each other when we're alone, just as you and Kim do.
You, still thinking about that swim?
Actually, no. I was just thinking about what a beautiful night it is. And how Dusty is halfway around the world where it's already morning.
You really miss this guy, don't you?
Yes. We've been through a lot together. And it's very upsetting to think about starting the summer without him. Haven't you ever been that close to someone before?
Trouble with that kind of a deep relationship is that you end up living in the past instead of the present.
I don't think so. I think you live in the present and learn from your relationships. Dusty and I learned a lot.
Like what? How to miss each other?
Yes. And how to want the best for each other.
It's really worth all that suffering.
Who said anything about suffering?
Meg and Tony are getting ready to leave now.
Oh.
You ruined a young girl's life.
It's not true. I love her.
You're an animal. What do you know about love? All you know is lust. Go near her again, and I'll see to it that you'll never be able to lust after an innocent girl again.
The Emmy Award winner, As the World Turns. This portion brought to you today by Pepto-Bismol. For most common stomach discomforts, the one that coats is the only one you need. And by Tide. On some of your toughest laundry problems, Tide won't quit till your clothes come clean.
Now, if you don't feel any better in the morning, you call me. You hear it?
I'm feeling better already, Mom. I knew the fresh air would.
Now, why don't you stay the night?
I'm afraid that won't be possible. I have a lot of work to do in the morning before I go into the office.
Well, at least you'll be able to come out for part of the 4th of July weekend, won't you?
Well, Meg should be able to. I'll be in New York, however. I have a business trip scheduled.
You going on your own?
No, actually, your wife will be accompanying me. We're going to be dealing with Varnica Tucci, and I want her to learn how to handle that account.
Is that definite?
No, not yet. Maybe that's why Emily hasn't mentioned it to you.
Well, why isn't Maggie going?
Well, the last thing I want is to be pregnant in hot, sticky New York in July. Waiting for him to get out of meetings? No, thank you. And after tomorrow, when I hear the good news from Dr. Samuels, I plan to be spending most of my spare time thinking about the baby. And maybe I'll hire Shannon to decorate a nursery.
Oh, now, come on. You have 9 whole months to get things ready. I mean, don't rush into things until you hear the news.
Oh, but I want everything to be perfect for our baby. We've been waiting for this for so long.
I think your mother is right, Meg. Why don't you wait until you're absolutely sure? Are you still going to go to New York, Sonia?
If she is right.
Well, I have a business to run, don't I? I'm sure Meg understands that.
Yes. Don't I always? Could you start the car? I'd like to say something to Holden.
All right.
Are you better now? Are you calmer? You really frightened me earlier with Josh.
Yeah, well, you frightened me with him, too. Stay away from him. He's no good.
Stop. Look, I'm really worried about all this stress you're under. Please take care of yourself. I'll see you soon. Weren't you going to go start the car?
I'm waiting for you. Are you ready to go?
Yes.
Good night, Lily. Good night, Meg. Listen, I hope you get the news you want from Dr. Samuels. I know it means a lot to you.
Thank you.
I'll walk you to the car. Okay?
Well, good night, Caleb.
Good night, Maggie. Oh, good to see you, darling. Take care.
So handsome, buddy.
Thank you. Thank you.
Good night, Caleb.
Good night, Sonia. No, drive safe.
You're not really going to go out to the pond tonight for a swim with Caleb, are you?
I'm too tired to think about doing anything tonight except going to bed.
Have you heard from Margot since you got her letter of resignation?
Not a word, Bob. Not a word. She remains one of the unsolved mysteries of our department, next to the whereabouts of James Stenbeck.
You know, those phone calls that Barbara's been getting at the apartment have totally unnerved her. And Paul, too. They're just convinced that it's James.
The thing that's odd is that the only person who claims she did not receive any phone calls is Emily Snyder. And Emily Snyder was as close to James Stenbeck as just anybody could be.
You know something, that is odd. Last summer, she was quiet about being in touch with James, too, and that was just before he resurfaced again.
I would like to change the subject.
I knew you'd get cool out here. Why don't we all go inside?
Now, just sit down, my dear son. I'm fine. Well, it's not very much longer, and you'll be back from walking Carrie home.
You two don't have to stay up. Dad and I will wait for him.
Yeah, good.
Well, okay. Very good.
You sure I can't get you a sweater?
Thank you,
Mom.
dear. Yes, I'm sure. And don't fuss.
I'll see you soon.
You can count on us.
Okay.
Good night.
Come on, Bob.
Good night.
Good night.
It's a beautiful evening.
Yep.
It's a night to remember.
Now that we're finally alone, Nancy, how do you feel about making our arrangement permanent? How do you feel about getting married?
Dan, I don't know when I've been so flattered. But I want us both to think very carefully about this before we make any decision.
I like the way you think. In fact, I like everything about you.
Why are you so quiet?
I'm tired. I was worried when you disappeared tonight, Meg.
Meg, why aren't you at the ball?
I didn't want to be there. And I saw Seth there with Betsy, and I thought you'd be feeling as alone as I am.
Why are you running all over town, announcing a pregnancy you're not even sure of?
Because it's the happiest news I could give you, and I thought you'd be proud.
I will be, if it's true.
I don't know how much more this is going to take, Tony. I first have to deal with my mother, and then Betsy's accusations, and then Meg walks in here as your little adoring wife.
Okay, but don't let that get to you.
It's not easy, Tonio. I know that when we leave here, you're going home with Meg, and I'm going home alone. No, I can't live with that.
What, too much wine?
Oh, I forgot.
Yeah.
Look, old habits die hard.
You've been preoccupied ever since we dropped Nella off. Were your folks up?
No, just Pop.
Did he have anything to say about our new living arrangement?
But the silence was deafening.
I'm sure it was. I'm glad I stayed in the car. I get the feeling that the Franklins have cast me as the Scarlet Woman.
I think they will get over it, sweetie.
Oh, I'm not so sure, but I think Nella had a good suggestion about inviting them over here on a regular basis. That way they get used to the idea.
No, I don't think they would be ready for that. You know, they shouldn't really be prudish after all they went through with my brother Lenny, you know?
Oh, wait a minute. So you're equating living together with being addicted to drugs?
Sweetheart, now you know that is not what I meant. My folks just happen to be just a little bit old-fashioned, where love and sex and, well, before being married, living together, sharing the same bed.
And you're not the least bit old-fashioned, right?
No, I should say not. I mean, we are here, aren't we?
Yes, we are.
Even though I do wish you would marry me, if you can't right now, I can really appreciate this setup just like it is.
Good. I'm going to check my service to see if there are any messages. If you want to shower, go ahead. Yeah, hi. Jessica Griffin checking in. Any messages for me?
I hope you don't invite any of those people over here while I'm in the bathroom.
I'm sorry. Go ahead. Okay. Thank you. Good night.
Well, you're just chock full of surprises. What's the occasion?
There's no occasion. I just didn't want to go back to the condo tonight, that's all. So I stayed late at the ball, talked to Craig, and it came time to come home, and he offered to drive me, and I could think of coming here, that's all, so.
Well, I don't know, Craig, but he seems to be holding up pretty well, considering the tragedy he's just been through.
Well, I think that he's hurting a lot more than he lets on. So the only thing that keeps him going is the fact that he has to take care of Bryant.
It must have been weird for you, though, talking to a man who lost the business that you're a partner in.
No. I mean, it might have been, but he made a big deal out of letting me know that he didn't blame me or Holden. He knows that it was Tonio who took over the business way before we bought the partnership.
And now you're involved with Tonio.
He doesn't know that, Mother.
He's a good friend of Betsy's, isn't he?
Betsy's not about to tell him. Anyway, I talked to him for hours. I would have sensed something. Look, Craig's a really nice guy. I like him. He was really in love with Sierra. Oh, who knows? Maybe that'll happen for me one day. By the way, what are you doing up so late, young lady?
Well, I'm waiting for John.
He had a tough night with Lucinda, and then he got an emergency call to go to the hospital. So I told him that if he wanted to, he could stop by and talk.
What? You were the one who's always accusing me of playing with fire. Now, you're making yourself constantly available for the husband of one of the most powerful women in the era who's notorious for her jealousy. Don't you think that's just a little dangerous?
If Lucinda isn't smart enough to keep John happy and run her empire at the same time, it's hardly my fault. Now is it?
Okay, so, you switch up on ICU. I'm going to grab a cup of coffee before I look in on her again, and then I'm going to try to get out of here.
Sorry you had to be called back here, Dr. Dixon.
That's all right. It comes with the territory. Neither the sleet, snow, whatever. You know.
Was the ball a success?
Yes. Well, according to Iva Snyder, it was a smash.
We got 2 accidents, I think, here, Doc. The guy's okay. He's walking around. The lady's out cold.
I never saw the other car. I don't know what happened. Dr. Dixon, she thinks she's pregnant.
I know, Tony. This way, here.
We arrested the guy who hit you for drunk driving.
It doesn't do my wife much good, does it?
Can I see your driver's license?
Yes. How is she?
Well, I've ordered a CAT scan. There's no broken bones or bleeding of any kind, and she keeps slipping in and out of consciousness, which seems to believe she may have a concussion. I'm going to check for internal injuries. We really ought to, get in touch with the family.
I'd rather not do that until we're certain of how she is.
Well, I'd rather not bother Emma about it either. What about Seth?
Well, he wasn't at the farm when we were there. Oh, he might be with Betsy.
Okay. Why don't you try giving him a call there? I'm going to go in and check on her again.
Dixon, what about Meg's being pregnant?
I've got to call into Dr. Samuels. She's her gynecologist. Now, when I find out anything, I will let you know, okay?
Seth, I want to be straight with you. I think we're both a little vulnerable right now.
I know.
I like you a lot. I do. And I had a great time tonight. And when you kissed me, I wanted you to.
I know that, too.
But as much as I try to ignore the fact, there is still a bond between Rod and me.
I know. But you know that what we have has turned into something more than just the friendship that we started with. We didn't plan for this. It just happened.
I know, but planned or not, something is going on here, and we better both know it so we don't wind up hurting each other. I'd really hate to see that happen. I just get the feeling that maybe you're not over Sabrina yet. Maybe it's too soon. I mean, I know how deep your feelings are, how strong your loyalty can be.
Well, I don't know exactly where you stand with Josh.
In limbo. And I put us there because of his jealousy.
Well, have you talked to him about it?
No, not for a while, but I should. I still care about him, Seth, and I know that's hard for you to hear, but it's the truth. And I have to be as honest with you now as I was with him when I said we should be free to see other people.
So, where do we go from here?
Hello? Yes, Tonio, Seth is here. Just a minute. Tonio, is something happened?
What is it? What's wrong?
Meg and I were in an accident.
Well, is she okay?
I think so. We're at the emergency room at Memorial right now. Dr. Dixon's in with her. He's examining her. We won't know anything until he's through, but he didn't want to worry your mother unnecessarily.
All right, well, I'll be right down. Bye.
Meg's been in some sort of an accident. I got to get down. You're talking to that guy. Give me the creeps, you know?
I'll go with you. I'll change real quick. And
No, that's really all. It's all right. I just got to get going. She's been so happy, too. She thought she's pregnant.
I know. Just listen. I'll come with you. I'll follow you, okay? I just have to call Grandma and make sure that she knows where I am so she doesn't worry. I'm sure Meg will be okay.
I hope so, anyway. God, you know, if she's not, I swear, I'm going to kill that guy.
As long as you're going to spend the night, why don't you take a bath and try to relax and get some sleep?
I'm not tired. Oh, I know that sounds crazy after the night I've had.
Well, I know you didn't want to go to the ball, Cinderella, but I'm awfully glad you did. It was right to put in an appearance.
I don't know. I think Meg might have left because she was suspicious.
I'd say that was an awfully good bet. Wives always know when their husbands are straying, even when the husband tries to keep things going between the sheets, as Tonio obviously has.
Anyone ever tell you you're wonderfully subtle, Mother?
Well, there is no room for delicacy in your situation. Now, I know you think it's unique, but it's the oldest story in the world, and somebody always gets hurt.
Well, I'm not going to get hurt. I told Tonio that I'm done with the situation until he can change it.
Oh, you're going to regret it if he does. Because then you're going to have to admit to yourself that you don't really love him. And that you both hurt Meg for nothing. Probably John.
Well, I'm not going to stay after all, Mother. I don't want to cramp your style.
Hello?
Hi, you weren't sleeping, were you?
No, of course not. How's the patient?
The patient's in ICU. But listen, I won't be able to make it over there. Meg Reyes was just brought in. She was in an accident with Tonio.
What?
No, Tonio's right here. He says he's all right, but I'll check him out once I make sure that she's okay. Yeah. Well, thanks. No, I do. I want a rain check on it. Yeah. Okay. Bye-bye.
Look, you don't have to check me out, Dr. Dixon, but what did Meg's CAT scan show?
Well, I haven't got any results back yet. I'm going in there to turn that. You just have somebody look at that. Any definite word yet?
No, nothing yet. She has to be all right.
I want you to arrange a private room. I'm going to keep her overnight for observation.
I'll get right on it, Doctor.
He's right outside.
No, Tanya loves me. This affair with Emily doesn't mean anything. He loves me. He loves me.
This portion of As the World Turns has been brought to you today by Tartar Control Crest, the dentist's choice to help keep your teeth tartar-free, and by Zest Deodorant Bar. Only Zest gets you zestfully clean. We'll continue with part 2 of As the World Turns in just a moment. And now, part 2 of As the World Turns.
Hey. You had a long day. I don't want you staying up too late.
No, I won't. I'm just a little wired after tonight. I think I may go take that dip in the pond anyway. Try to relax.
No. I don't want you going down there this time of night.
Well, you want to come with me?
Oh,
Come on with me.
No, I'm
Come
not
with me.
going.
I asked Lily and
now,
they chickened out on me. Come on.
You kind of did it. I mean, you better get to the store tomorrow. Oh, I am so happy you're spending the night here instead of that old stuffy club in town.
Well, that's going to be nice. Having my old room back.
And I set up the attic for you. Oh, by the way, you have lots of company. Family of red squirrels moved in last week.
Good night, Mama. But, thanks, Holden, for lending me this tux. I appreciate it. Why does my being here bother you so much? I could care less, one way or the other. I don't believe that. Don't you think it's about time we clear the air? What about? Old feelings? What's been between us since we were kids? I don't know. Things you've been feeling lately about Emily and Lily? You know, all last year and
Most of the fall, the whole family thought they heard wedding bells for you and Lily, and all of a sudden you married Emily. I never knew what happened.
That comes from living in the big city, away from your family, and only giving a damn about them during the holidays.
That's bull. Ellie and me moved to Chicago to get jobs so we could help support this place. We sent money back here regular as clockwork.
Why did you quit your job? To come back here and do work you've never liked.
So why'd you stop the partnership with Maggie's husband? I mean, I don't know much about Tonio, but Mag seems head over heels for him.
I don't like Tonio. Seth and me, we put up with him because what you just said is right. Maggie loves him.
Hi.
How you doing?
Did my mother call?
Which one?
Isa. The last time I saw her, she was at the ball, but then I knew she was going to the Mona Lisa afterwards for that poster party.
She's probably still there, taking a break from getting that whole ball together.
Yeah, you're right. I just thought she might call.
You calling Iva mother still throws me.
You'll get used to it. While we're on the subject, get used to me calling Rod Landry my father. Your brothers don't like him too much. But he is my father. And I don't want to feel self-conscious every time that I mention his name.
Good. I never met our cousin Josh, but if Iva's willing to be polite to him, he means so much to you, then I'll keep an open mind.
Thank you. That means a lot to me.
Sure. So, how about if I walk you back to your apartment before I go?
Oh, don't bother. I want to go through the house and get something out of the freezer for breakfast. I think with this late night, everybody's going to be scurrying tomorrow morning.
I'm sure glad we had our talk.
So am I. We must talk some more about the same subject. You know, if I were a 21-year-old girl, I think I'd be tempted to just elope with you tonight.
You mean you're not tempted?
The joy of laughing with someone again is one of the gifts you've given me for which I am most grateful.
Well, thank you, Nance. Good night.
I didn't know you were still out here.
I didn't know anyone was still up.
Well, Andy was in a talkative mood when he got back, and so and then I just took some stuff out of the freezer for breakfast.
Great minds run in the same channels. I just told Dan I was going to do the same thing.
I probably would have forgotten it myself, except Andy said he was hungry, so of course I remembered. Do you have any idea how absolutely beautiful you look tonight?
Do you really think so?
Oh, I know so. And it's not just your dress, and it's not your hair. You are just vibrant. You are the picture of a woman who is leading her life fully and completely. Even Andy said something about it. He said it was so much fun to see you and Dan out here holding hands and really enjoying one another.
Oh, we do have a good time together.
It's so good for Andy to see that right now, especially now. Helps him to realize that life doesn't have to stop being full and fun. Not at 18, not even as a grandmother, not even, ever.
I don't know whether I can handle all the compliments, but they're awfully nice to hear. Could I ask you something, Kim?
Sure.
Do you promise it won't go beyond this spot?
Yes, ma'am, word of honor.
I have the impression Bob feels uncomfortable when he sees Dan and me together.
Oh, Mom. I just think it's hard for him to imagine you with any man except his father.
I couldn't imagine it either. But Chris is gone now. And Dan has helped me feel that awful emptiness. Kim, what do you think Bob's reaction would be if, well, you know, if Dan and I, well, if this developed into something more?
Any news?
They want to keep her overnight for observation because of the concussion.
Will she be okay?
I think so.
How did this happen?
We were hit by a car that was coming on the wrong side of the road. People arrested a man for drunken driving.
Well, have you actually seen her yet?
No, they won't let me see her.
You know, Mama was real worried when she disappeared all of a sudden like that. Do you know why?
She told me she wanted to get some fresh air, so she went to the farm. That's all I
Well,
know.
then how did she get out to the farm if she didn't have your car?
I don't know, Seth, and I resent this. It has nothing to do with the accident.
Wait a minute, let me tell you what I resent.
Stop it.
What do you resent?
Hey, what's going on? I moved her into a private room now.
Is she going to be all right?
CAT scan showed no serious injuries. I think she's going to be just fine.
Has Dr. Samuel seen her?
I had a long talk with Audrey. Talked through a full report. She says she's going to see her in the morning. As a matter of fact, the results of the pregnancy test haven't even come back from the lab yet, so she's not regarding this as an emergency.
Well, then you think I can call home?
I don't think there's any need for that. After all, your mother's got a weak heart. I think everything's going to be just fine.
Tony, are you all right?
I'm fine. How did you find out about this?
New Arm & Hammer Dental Care is the baking soda toothpaste.
A survey shows 2 out of 3 dentists and hygienists recommend baking soda for healthier teeth and gums.
A beautiful morning. What? What is it?
My mama doesn't want to wake your mama.
Oh, Caleb, stop it. I'm surprised to see you up so early.
I was asking about Seth.
Well, I don't know where he is. Tell you the truth, when I went out to feed the chickens, his truck wasn't in the driveway, and I guess he just stayed in Oakdale for the night.
Oh, I can deal with that. Betsy's one good-looking woman.
Seth and Betsy are only friends.
Yeah, but isn't that what they always say about celebrities? You did say that Seth was going to be a celebrity, didn't you, Mama?
I swear.
Betsy is very much involved with my father, Rod.
Really? Well, why did Betsy go with Seth to the ball instead of Rod?
Because those kind of things don't appeal to Rod. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't matter. He really loves...
For about an hour. I'll tell you, Mama, I slept like a log last night. That's because of that monk slab of a bed you have. I like the attic bed much, much better.
Why don't you come down and have some breakfast?
No,
huh?
thanks. I already had something on my own. Well, I, for one, need a jolt after last night. And since my idea of going swimming last night didn't go through, why don't we do it today? Daylight, cold, invigorating, nice and warm when the sun comes up over the woods. Be great. What do you think? Good idea?
Will you come?
Are you serious?
Yeah, I'm serious. I think that's a good idea. I think I could wake up before I go over to see Bryant, and then I start my job tonight at the cellar.
This sounds like a busy day. You going to stay in town?
Probably.
Listen, why don't you all go for a swim? It'll be fun. And then maybe you can have some breakfast afterwards, huh?
Okay, I'll go change.
Well, I guess that means that I'll have to wear a suit since it's daytime and Lily's coming, huh?
Oh, honest to God. Caleb, you know something? Sometimes I think you just say things to get a rise out of people.
That's for
I
sure.
really do. Yes, it is for sure. I myself went skinny dipping this morning at 5:30. But listen, right outside your room, at the attic there's a whole big box of trunks and towels.
Okay.
Okay?
I'll get dressed.
All right.
Yeah.
What are you so quiet about? What are you thinking?
I'm still wondering why he's really here.
Oh, he's here because it's his home and he belongs here. Now, I don't know what it is between you two boys. Whatever the problem is, look, you have all summer to work it out, and I really wish you'd do that for me, will you? I'm so happy you're home here. I'm going to get out to the bar. Now, you have a good swim. Watch out for those snapping turtles. They almost got me earlier.
Hello? Seth, hi. I've been wanting to talk to you all. Okay, I won't say anything, I promise. All right, I'll be right there.
Hi, Rod.
Hi, how you doing? Oh. Where are you going? You going over to your mommy's?
No, we're going to go over to Kim's. Nancy invited me over for breakfast, and then I may leave Danny there for a while and run some errands.
I saw you come home last night. How was the ball?
Why didn't you go?
I had a friend visit.
Oh, well, I tell you, it was a real show. It was a great success.
Good. Listen, I've got another day off before the crew starts the new job, and I was thinking maybe I would call Betsy and see if you, Danny, would like to go on a picnic today.
Well, Betsy's not home today. She went over to Memorial this morning with Seth.
Why?
His sister Meg was in an accident.
Oh, good morning. Thank you. Oh, baby, I take 2.5 teaspoons of sugar and a whole lot more cream.
The coffee is in the coffee maker. The sugar is in the bowl on the second shelf, and the cream is in the refrigerator. Help yourself.
Oh, well, no, I'm sorry. I'm just used to my mother and Nella making me my first cup of coffee in the morning. What's the deal? I mean, you've done it before?
Well, darling, that was before. Now, I'm not your mama, nor am I Nella. And I don't intend to start any rituals that I'm not going to perpetuate.
Somebody's in a grumpy mood this morning.
Speaking of which, you left a trail of clothes all over the living room last night when you went to take your shower. They're in a heap on the chair over there. You can take care of them.
You know, I don't think this tuxedo needs to be hung up. It's rented, and the shirts you can drop off at the laundry with the stuff that I left in the closet on the floor.
Now, wait a minute. Okay.
You know, this coffee would taste a whole lot better if somebody really beautiful made it for me.
Okay, hold on, Your Highness. Let's get a few things straight. 1, I have a cleaning lady who comes in twice a week to take care of the cleaning and the laundry. 2, you will organize and take care of your own. 3, when you shower, you will place the towels back where you found them and leave the bathroom as you found it. Seat down.
Jessica, did I say something
And
wrong?
4, you will help clean up the kitchen before you leave for work. I love you, but I'm not your personal maid. Got it?
Sounds like I'm back in the Army.
Excuse me?
Nothing, ma'am. Got it?
Tony, you okay?
Mm-hmm.
How long have you been here?
A few hours. You gave me quite a scare last night.
Imagine how I felt when I woke up and realized where I was.
Well, we were both very lucky.
Did Dr. Dixon say anything about my pregnancy?
He spoke with Dr. Samuels, and she's going to examine you this morning, but she said there's no emergency since they don't even know if you're pregnant. Look, Seth and Betsy have been waiting to see you. I shouldn't let them know that you're awake.
Oh, Mama must be worried sick.
Well, don't worry about it. She doesn't know anything about it yet. Seth's going to tell her in person and tell her that you're fine.
Love you. I'm so glad I woke up and you were here.
Look, I'm gonna... After Seth and Betsy have seen you, Emily would like to come in and say hello as well.
How did she find out?
John called Susan, and Emily was there. And they both came to see you because Emily was so worried about you.
Morning.
Well, good morning, sleepyhead. You were really making Z's when I got up this morning.
Anybody else up and moving about?
Well, Ellen and Danny are over at your mom's having breakfast.
How long did Max stay last night after I went to bed?
Oh, I don't know, about a half an hour, I guess. He and Nancy sat around and talked for a bit, and then she and I had a nice chat before I went on to bed. By the way, Anna has invited the whole family to come on out to the farm and celebrate the 4th of July again this year. What are your feelings about that?
Well, I think I'd rather continue my dad's tradition and have the 4th of July right here in our own backyard.
Oh, good. I agree with you. Well, actually, maybe we could do both.
Yeah.
Want to?
Listen, I want to check those tomato plants of mine. I'll be right back.
All right, I'll get breakfast done.
Well, good morning. Good morning.
Good morning, Bob.
Where's Danny?
Oh, she's playing with the little girl next door.
Well, you've got to be pleased about last night, Ellen.
Oh, I was telling Nancy, we raised even more money than last year. This year's elegance paid off nicely, don't you think?
Absolutely. Well, I'll see you later. I want to check my tomato plants.
Poor Bob. Every year he puts in tomato plants, and every year...
Some people just don't have the touch. Sit down here.
What is it?
You can see right through me, can't you? Sure. That's why I asked you to stop by this morning. We've been close for a long time. You and I and Chris and David. We've been very close.
You know, when David was here for his short visit, we talked about how proud Chris would be to see the life you've made for yourself.
Oh, I do hope that's true, because that's what I wanted to talk to you about.
Anything at all, you know that.
Yes, I do know. Last night after the ball, Mac and I talked. He asked me to marry him.
Oh, Nancy.
You heard from Seth yet?
Holden drove away.
What? Where'd he go?
I don't know. I saw him drive out the driveway while I was in the barn there.
What? Well, why would he leave when he said he's going to go swimming with us?
That's okay. It just means that we won't have baby brother tagging around after us.
More coffee?
No, I'm fine. Thank you. Thank you.
Tell the truth, is my coffee better than the cafeteria?
It's the best in the land. You surprised me last night. I didn't expect to see you come in there with Emily.
Well, Emily was very upset when I told her about the accident. Meg's been a very close friend.
Really? It seemed to me that Emily was more concerned with Tonio's cuts and bruises, huh?
Excuse me. Hello? Yes, he is, Lucinda. Hold on a sec.
Well, I suppose we ought to just head on home. You've got to work today, so do I.
Yeah. You know, I'd like to see Meg before we go. And I want to have a chance to talk to Emily, too. She's been avoiding me ever since she got here.
Well, I don't know what good it's going to do. You know, it took everything I had not to punch Tonio right through the wall when I saw him in the cafeteria talking to Emily. Seth, how's Maggie doing? She's doing, okay. She's sleeping now. Tonio's in there waiting for her to wake up.
Stay tuned for Guiding Light, next on most of these CBS stations. Handbags and Belts by Oscar de la Renta.